My friend Dave was telling me about a local metro park that has an underwater dome so you can see the fish and other aquatic wildlife. Kind of like the polar bear tunnel in the Arctic Ring of Life exhibit at the Detroit Zoo, only a bit smaller. He's mentioned it a few times, but always qualifies it by saying that the water is kind of cloudy, so you can't see the fish too well, but it's still pretty cool. That's not an exact quote, but pretty much what he said. I couldn't wait to see it for myself. The park is called Indian Springs Metro Park, about 40 miles north of Detroit. I saw sandhill cranes, like the ones on the pamphlet's cover, on another trip with Dave to a different metro park. It was amazing, getting so close to those beautiful birds, but that's another story. Before we got to the Fish Dome Pond, which is called Discovery Pond, there was a cool smaller pond to the side, just called Marsh on the map. It had a lot of water plants and quite a few turtles. Even though they were sitting still, I couldn't manage to get a clean shot of one. Sometimes I'm amazed at how I totally forget how to use a camera. Anyway, Discovery Pond next door looked pretty cool, so did the Environmental Discovery Center next to it. You can see the outline of the dome from the surface. I didn't see any turtles in this pond, but you could see a lot of fish. Some of them were pretty big. We got the impression that these fish are used to being fed because our presence on the boardwalk brought them to the surface. I was starting to question Dave's warning about the water being cloudy from below, because up here it looked pretty clear. Then we went downstairs to the dome. Walking in, it was pretty cool. It did feel a bit like the Detroit Zoo polar bear tunnel, just a bit smaller. When we got into the dome, it was pretty cool too. Instantly I could see that Dave was right. The water was pretty cloudy. If fish got close to the glass, you could see them pretty well. This cute little guy seemed pretty interested in what was going on inside the dome. Even with the cloudy water, it was pretty neat seeing the fish. Outside of the fish dome and its tunnel, there are a couple of windows that look out into the pond. They're at different heights, so people of all ages can comfortably stand and watch the fish. Of course, most of the fish like to hang out at the lowest window. We got to see quite a few fish. I wish some of the turtles from the other pond would have shown up too. I have to say, even with the cloudy water, it was a pretty neat experience. I hope that they eventually figure out how to make the water clearer, if that's even possible. For now, I have to admit, Dave was right.